So what's going on with you motherfuckers, man? What's going on? How you guys doing? You guys doing good? You guys doing nice and fancy and looking real cute? I sure hope so. I can't really see you. I don't want to keep the mic like that. That is not where the mic should be. That is way too much in the frame. Hold on. Yo, move! You fucking bitch. Okay, there we go. We're good now. Okay. So, it is currently 9:36 p.m. I have to be up at 4, right? I have to be up at 4 because I go to the gym before I go to school, and I don't drive. And that's what I was talking about right now is I should really invest in a green screen because I don't want you guys looking at my background because it's kind of an ugly background. But I'm not really supposed to be, I can't really invest in that right now because fuck, right? Like I'm down bad right now. I need money. I need to be able to afford a car because I don't drive like a dumbass. I don't know why I don't drive. Don't ask me why I don't drive. Right? Like I'm 18. Don't ask me why I don't drive. Okay? Just don't ask me. I don't want to explain myself. There's reasons for it. There's very good reasons. I mean, at least in my opinion. Maybe not very good reasons, but there's reasons nonetheless, right? And I want to start this channel wherein I will be sort of like reacting to hopefully just like some cool content. You know, we'll learn something new. A video where we can learn something, some cool knowledge, wisdom, whatever the fuck. Right? This is from the channel I I don't even think I'm gonna be able to pronounce this shit. All right, let me show you guys. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna be able to pronounce this shit. This first video that we're gonna watch, right? This is gonna be the inaugural video for my reactions channel. I want to do this thing where I kind of like react to shit. And most of these videos would be like videos that I have not seen. I don't want to react to videos that I have already seen. But if I have to, I will, because then maybe I can give it like a second run around. I'll be forgetting shit anyway. So, I mean, I know that spaced repetition is a good thing. So to watch something like twice, like through an extended period of time, like if you watch something this at some point like here, and then way later on you watch it again, and I'm not gonna try to talk too much. I don't want the intro to be too boring. But I guess since this is the first video, I get to go a little bit longer. But no, yeah, I think it'll be good. If I do have to rewatch a video, it'll just get stuck in my head better, right? The knowledge, the info. But these are all gonna be like new videos. I don't really watch much of these. Like I've seen a few of them. I watched some from the Taoist playlist, so I might not watch too many of those. But I definitely do like channels like this. You know, like what's the other one? School of Life, Eternalized. The other dude, I don't know if he's on here. It's like fucking Philosophies of Life. That's good too. But there's also something Curiosity of Thought. I forget his name all the time, but it doesn't matter, right? We got Ganger. Hopefully we don't get like ads in the middle of this, because that would fucking suck. Because I want to do this one take. I don't want to edit anything, because I don't have time. Like I told you, I have to be up at 4 in the fucking morning, and I want to dish out 2 videos right now. So I'm definitely not gonna try to pause it or anything. Not pause it too much, and definitely not go back, because I have like ADD, something I need to get out of the way right now. I'm not gonna rewind. So if I miss something, I just fucking miss it, and I'm gonna have to watch my own reaction of it again or something. I don't fucking know. But anyway, man, let's get straight into it. Enough of me just blabbering. I've been chatting for 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Holy fuck. Let's go.
All profound things and emotion of things are preceded and attended by silence. Herman Melville. In Western cultures, silence is commonly used as a means to show respect and recollect.
Yes.
One example prominent in Dutch culture is the Silent March that grew out of the silent Catholic walks in Amsterdam.
Yo, by the way, my spacebar does not work. Fun fact. This, I just want just quickly, like this is a protein shake. I'm making myself a nice little protein shake. Y'all know I'd be getting that shit in. You know what I mean? you know what I mean? Okay, yeah. You know, I just wanted to say that that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just shaking my protein shake that I'm making right now. Yeah.
This Catholic tradition was a reaction to a prohibition on their processions by the Protestant establishment. A march in silence, without prayer, singing, religious garments,
religious garments. What's a religious garment? What is that?
So a new ritual arose that survived to this day. As for the silent marches, often a response to senseless violence, people react
Usually,
in
yeah.
a way that transcends the many hollow words swirling around after a tragic event, and our
Because
culture of noise in
I
which
fe-
violence so
I feel in
frequent.
a sense like words wouldn't be able to do it any justice, right? So you're kind of just like having this shock event wherein you're proving something. You're proving a lot by having it not be noisy and just having it be like a walk of silence, and that means something to us for some reason, right? Like that means something in a social aspect or construct, whatever.
Occurs. Similarly, the annual remembrance of the dead answers the killing and murdering of all Dutch victims of wars and peacekeeping missions with 2 minutes of silence.
Yes, a minute of
It's
silence. 2 minutes at a
silence
time.
that makes these rituals so powerful. There's no music, no words or singing to distract oneself from the purpose.
And the purpose is to
Moreover, what better resistance to the deafening noise of war and the loudness of violent people engaging in mindless bloodshed is there besides silence?
This is true
And when
because
words
maybe they do it because it started somewhat like you started. Maybe like one of the first times you ever had any of this was like somebody important died because of like some war related event, and war is like is known for usually being pretty like loud and bloody and chaos, so you want to just have the opposite of that as a show of respect. Maybe that's what's going on there.
Isn't silence
I
the
don't
most
know.
appropriate response? The power of silence is versatile. Silence can transcend speech, speak without words, and complement where verbal language is lacking. And keeping silent also has advantages in terms of creativity, mental health, spiritual and religious practice,
This is
achieving
true.
the upper hand in negotiations, and even as a way to intimidate.
Upper way
This video explores
negotiation.
the power
Show
of
me.
silence, unfolding 4 benefits of being silent.
Okay.
1. The quieter you are, the more you hear.
This is true.
The mystic and poet Jalal al-Din Muhammad Rumi once realized that the quieter
Rumi.
we become, the more we're able to hear. From his mystical point of view, listening is essential, as Rumi tried to get closer to God and hear a quote-unquote voice that doesn't use words by being still. When we let go of all the words, we open ourselves up to other voices previously suppressed by continual verbal noise. These could be inner voices, as philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson called the inner knowing, and outside voices and sounds that one misses because of a lack of listening. We can listen effectively if we keep quiet, inside and outside.
That's kind of just a given,
By
though,
keeping
right?
quiet,
Like, people know
we
that.
become receptive to our surroundings. We pay
Like,
attention to what our senses
I mean,
observe, so we learn
common sense.
and eventually become smarter and wiser.
Yes.
If we refuse to keep quiet, nor listen to what others have to say, we only share what we already know and don't learn anything. The ancient philosopher Pythagoras once stated, "A fool is known by his speech, and a wise man by silence." Similarly, Lao Tzu wrote, "Those who know..."
I mean, I think that's too general. I feel like maybe sometimes they get too general, though. Like, I think. Well, obviously we have the what is it? The something Kruger effect, the Dunning Kruger effect, wherein the stupid motherfucker is dead ass the loud guy. He's dead ass gonna be the guy who's just like blah chatter. But I think that there's gonna be just some like loud mouth, quote unquote alpha type dogs, right? They just talk a lot, and I like to talk a lot. But I'd like to think that a lot of times if I open my mouth, it's not gonna be something that I know nothing about. I mean, the more you like study a topic, right, the more you realize how much you don't know, right? But I don't think you should just stay quiet because you know how much you don't know. I think if you know something, right? Because I mean, nobody could ever know everything about a topic. So what does that mean? Nobody should ever talk about any topic ever because nobody could ever really know everything there is to know about any topic ever? No, I don't think so.
Do not talk. Those who talk do not know. Being quiet helps us learn about the environment and recognize dangers and opportunities that we would have skipped if we were too busy talking. But it also allows us to gather information about ourselves. Often, people are so busy overthinking, worrying, ruminating, and analyzing that they're shutting down the underlying voices that are trying to speak.
That is so
For
true.
example,
That
we
is
may
true.
forget to listen to our intuitions, or let our bodily pains tell us about specific health issues, or we block ideas and solutions that are already within us from coming to the surface because our conscious minds generate too much noise.
So you're basically saying meditation,
can also lead to more philosophical, spiritual insights.
This is why meditation is so good.
Generally, people tend to identify with their thoughts and thus believe that we are what we think we are, and that the selves we have created in our minds are in fact us.
We are.
In Buddhism, thoughts are one of the 5 aggregates, fabrications of the mind we mistake for being ourselves.
Well, I'm not saying we are in like a real like a general sense, like we are just our thoughts. I'm saying, even though we are kind of I'd agree with Buddha. I think we are sort of mistaken a little bit, because we're not just our thoughts. Like, there's a lot going on, but like, everybody knows how powerful the thoughts can be. Like, but what I mean by you are your thoughts is your thoughts of you are going to be how you go through life, right? From your thoughts to your focus, to what you pay attention to your actions, right? It goes from what you pay attention to, or, you know, aka your thoughts, all the way to your actions. A lot of shit happens in between that, but that's basically what you are, right? And it all starts with the thoughts. It all starts with, well, mainly the focus. It starts with attention. It doesn't start with thoughts. I'm wrong. I was wrong on that one. It doesn't start with thoughts. It starts with attention. And then from then on, it goes to, like, thoughts and so on. But thoughts is one of the first ones, and it's a very crucial one. Where, I mean, everybody will tell you, whatever you think you are, like, you are. If you think you're a loser, you're a fucking loser. And so, for some weird reason, that is how it shall be in this world with, like, humans. It's just how it works. Whatever you believe yourself to be, it's actually what you're going to be. It's how you're going to perceive yourself. You're gonna present yourself in reality to the world. You're just gonna present yourself as a fucking loser. Like, you're the master of your temple, right? Like, you're supposed to carry yourself in such a way where you don't want to be fucking, you know, just saying, like, I'm a little shitter, I'm a little loser. You shouldn't do that, right? I mean, if you'd have a reason to do that, maybe you could do that, but, like, who's really a loser, right? That's all relative. Who's really a loser?
Are not our thoughts, according to the Buddha. And if we quiet down and observe our thoughts, we'll discover that everything we think, all our ideas, concepts, identifications, are fleeting. Hence, according to the Buddha, a fixed self isn't really there. But we only discover the illusory nature of thoughts if we keep quiet and observe and recognize them for what they are. 2. Silence boosts creativity. The theoretical physicist Albert Einstein argued that silence stimulates the creative mind. When he couldn't come up with an idea, he would just stop thinking and swim in silence, as he called it, and wait for the right information to come to him.
Would he meditate?
Therefore, like many other great minds, Einstein spent a lot of time in solitude, using quietness to his advantage. As he stated, and I quote, "The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulate the creative mind." End quote. Executive Director of the Neuroleadership Institute, David Rock, wrote an article for Psychology Today stating that, quote-unquote, an open mind is a quiet mind. He researched the so-called aha moments people have, during which a creative idea or solution arises by itself. These aha moments involve weaker, less noticeable connections between neurons, which are difficult to notice when other louder signals dominate the brain.
Why would they be weaker?
I quote,
"By default,
thus we have insights when our overall activity level in the brain is low. This happens when we're..."
Or is it just that sometimes they're going to occasionally be weaker and you're going to be talking, so you're not going to be able to hear it? Or are good ideas always just weak neural signals? Like,
either doing something that doesn't require a lot of mental effort, when we're focusing on something repetitive, or just generally more relaxed, like when we wake up. Insights require a quiet mind, because they themselves are quiet. End quote. So it seems that we need to create the right circumstances for our minds to quiet down.
I wonder what the metaverse is going to be able to do.
This may be going for a walk and repetitive forms of exercise,
like,
or listening to calming music.
Have you, like,
for others,
be
like
in
Einstein,
an office.
it might be dwelling in silence and solitude. Many of the great minds of the past, like Isaac Newton, Elizabeth Bishop, and
To be
Nikola
in an
Tesla.
office and then like just like in the metaverse with like your little fucking goggles and shit, just to be in like the beach or something, right? Like some place where you can be at peace and calm. You can have like a right, like your ideal environment to be able to deal with whatever the fuck you got to deal with. That's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to experience. I'm definitely getting one of those. I'm letting you know right now. I'm getting one of those. I don't care. I'm getting them.
Tesla
100%.
worked alone in quiet places.
Tesla was a weirdo, but I love the guy.
3.
I mean,
Silence
he's just so insanely interesting.
can send a powerful message. In many
369,
cases,
right?
keeping quiet can send a much stronger message than using speech. By responding
Yes.
to words with silence or using rightly timed pauses during conversations, we're able to communicate effectively without
Linguistics.
speaking or writing.
Jargon.
The Dutch silent rituals exemplify how silence creates a strong message. For example, during the remembrance of the dead on the 4th of May, the 2 minutes of silence are always the most impactful moment of the entire ceremony, including other rituals and speeches by different people. Silence allows us to express what discourse cannot. The many words uttered, ideas shared, and promises made never fully encompass the human experience. However, the power of silence as an answer to tragedy is that we acknowledge that no amount of words do justice to what we seek to commemorate. It's so significant to us that we're willing to stop talking and be silent for a certain amount of time. Is there a better way of showing respect? In conversation, using silence can be powerful as well. American author Mark Twain stated, and I quote, "The right word may be effective, but no word was ever as effective as a rightly timed pause." End quote. Academic research shows that silence in a conversation starts to feel unbearable after approximately 4 seconds. Author of the book,
I think after 4
Cringeworthy,
seconds, if you're in a conversation and motherfuckers just ain't talking, like at that point, you motherfuckers are just like you motherfuckers are awkward. That's an awkward. Like, imagine you're just in the middle of a conversation, somebody holds silence for more than 4 seconds. That is awkward silence. That's what that is. So you want to make sure if you're using this right to if you're using this purposely, you gotta have that shit under control. You gotta have that shit down pat. You know what I mean? Like, you
Theory
gotta
of
have
awkwardness,
that.
Melissa Dahl, wrote in an article that awkward silences can be a powerful tool for getting what you want. Dahl stated, and I quote, "In
What?
researching my new book, Cringeworthy, which is about the psychology of awkwardness, I found that uncertainty is a big factor in the unpleasantness of feeling awkward. These are life's unscripted moments, when there's no clear indication of what to say or do next. It's a well-established finding in psychology research that not knowing tends to make people uneasy." End quote.
It makes
So
sense.
the uncertainty
but there's
caused
so
by
much that we
such
don't know.
silences in conversations
I
makes
guess
people uneasy.
I guess because in a conversation you'd have a better chance of knowing what's going on. So with that, when you don't know, you're freaking the fuck out. But like with other things, wherein you're probably not too likely to really know what's going on, like life, like maybe then you don't get too awkward about it. I don't know. There's definitely something to do with
Does say
uncertainty
something
and
wrong.
like the social
Does this
aspect
person
of it.
dislike me? What's going to happen next?
Yeah, this.
And so the person on the receiving end of the silence may proceed to make any decision just to end the uneasiness of the uncertain gap in the communication. And this decision could be beneficial to the person brave enough to keep silent at the right moment. Another benefit of keeping silent during conversations is that it's safer than speech. In some situations, whatever we say weakens our position. For example, if we're part of a conversation about a subject we don't know anything about. In such cases, it's more powerful to listen, not just because listening grants us the opportunity to learn, but also because we don't make a fool out of ourselves by trying to appear knowledgeable when we are not. Moreover, keeping silent
No
shows
Dunning-Kruger
that we're
effect.
interested and willing to listen, which people generally appreciate. Roman writer Publilius Cyrus once stated,
God, I
"I
hate people
often
that
regret
just cut
that
you
I have
off.
spoken.
And
Never."
this might be apparent. I might low-key have a bit of a problem with cutting people off. I'd hope not, but I might have. I'm willing to accept that it might be a thing. Because I'm just so excited. If I know something, I'll be so excited and I don't want to seem boring, right? And I want to say something because I want to be, an interesting person who can start a conversation, get something going, and I want to be interesting. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta say something, and then like, okay, here's some input that I've just gotten. Now I want to output something with this new input, right? And sometimes I feel like I cut people off. Sometimes I feel like it might be a problem. I don't know though. I don't know. It might not be.
That I've been silent.
Mm.
4. Silence improves well-being.
At times I feel like
How
I
can
should
one
have said
take
something when I
refuge
stayed
from a
silent.
noisy world and a noisy intellect? Innumerable experiences of many different people across the ages tell us that silence helps us calm our busy minds. A significant body of research suggests that silence relaxes the mind, enhances sleep, and lessens insomnia.
He's talking about meditation.
Also, a study found that 2 minutes of silence has a more calming effect than listening to relaxing music. Other studies show that environmental noise exposure increases stress hormone levels and can cause disruptions in sleep structure. Unnecessary noise is the most cruel absence of care that can be inflicted on sick or well, wrote Florence Nightingale, an English social reformer and founder of modern nursing. In an article on Psychology Today, author George Michelson Foy tells us that we've learned to tolerate noise and see it as something positive in our modern society. Noise means that the machines are working. All technologies we have created are up and running. But by tolerating this noise, we make a serious mistake, according to Foy. Noise kills, and the excessive input does real damage and is detrimental to our ability to function. An argument backed up by a copious amount of studies. Hence, to escape the unhealthy flow of information and noise, we need to build silence into our lives. Moments of silence improve overall.
That's good to know, Cause like, damn, it's crazy. I mean, it could make sense because it's kind of like overload of anything. Like you don't want to have you can always have an excess of too much, like stimulus. You can have an excess of light, like something's too bright, something's too loud. But I guess, like, you never get tired of seeing. You can't have an excess of seeing. But you can have an excess of sound. Well, technically you can't have an excess. Well, I mean, when you sleep, you don't really hear. Except your alarm. That's the one thing that you do. You don't see light in sleep. But you do hear things, in a sense. Not consciously, though. But you don't see light when you're sleeping. So I guess the thing that's always on is your ears. But you're always just breathing and smelling. I don't know. You can't have an excess of smell. Smell too much. I don't know. Could you taste too much? I mean, you could eat too much, but I don't think that's the same thing. Shit, I don't know.
We need to build silence into our lives.
So then people that just live out in the backcountry,
well-being and
or by like a lake or Alaska or something, probably,
release is what I'm truly craving here. And release comes from emptiness. The emptiness of silence, of lonely landscapes, of closed eyes, of lying down in a dark, quiet room. The drop in tension that happens when we take a vacation somewhere calm. The instant of zero gravity during orgasm.
Damn.
The psychic leap of a good joke when it flips the world on its head for a splinter of a second. Such voids cut off the fascist flow of constant information and allows us to recalibrate, to think better, to question for a second our baseline. It is really, really important to do that. End quote. Silence is minimalistic
so we can't
and empty,
question the
yet
baseline.
imposing
Too
and
much
powerful.
going on.
We can't verbalize silence, but everyone understands it. It's all-encompassing, mysterious but clear, soothing but painful, idle but useful, consenting but rebellious, and elusive but accessible to anyone. Thank you for watching.
I like that shit. I like that shit. I like that. I like that. I like that. Shouts out to all these people, man. Patreon and PayPal. This video came out like about 5 days ago. Thought this shit was way older than that. I thought this was like an old video. People tell me I'm antisocial all the time, but I just hate wasting energy on something I feel isn't for me. Allow me to find peace and have a better quality of life. Crazy part is I found it by complete accident. Me too. I found it by complete accident as well. Never in the best sitting aside having a drink, just walking in. He's no forced conversation. Me and each other's company. Yeah, but I mean, if you're like still like talking, there definitely can be a sense of awkward silence. Awkward silence is not impossible. I guess it just depends on who you're with. Like, definitely, like, I don't know why the person that you're with matters so much. Like, if it's with a girl that you like, right? Obviously, that's the first thing that comes to mind. If you're with a girl that you like, that shit could get awkward real fast. Damn, 25 minutes. Yo, I gotta end this here, man. You know, I'm not gonna talk anymore. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that, man. That was the first episode. I was actually gonna film a second one, but I just realized I took a while on this one, and it's like 10 sharp now, so I kind of don't really want to do another one. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I do kind of want to do another one because I want to get off a few of them. I really want to get to watching this one. I'm probably gonna watch this over the weekend, which is the Philosophy of the Matrix. I'm really looking forward to that one because I love the Matrix, of course. I might watch this one up next. But damn, I really need to go to sleep. I'm not gonna hold you. I lacked on sleep yesterday, so shit, I should probably put my sleep first. But at least I got off one recording, right? At least I got off one video. And I think that might be pretty good, right? We might be pretty good for that. So, um, hopefully y'all enjoyed, man. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.